According to Piaget's theory, what is the term for the process by which new experiences are incorporated into existing mental structures? A. Assimilation. B. Accommodation. C. Equilibration. A. Assimilation. Assimilation is the process by which individuals incorporate new information or experiences into their existing mental structures or schemas. It involves fitting new information into pre-existing cognitive frameworks. Which stage of Piaget's theory occurs from birth to approximately 2 years old, characterized by sensory experiences and motor skills development? A. Sensoromotor stage. B. Preoperational stage. C. Concrete operational stage. A. Sensoromotor. The sensoromotor stage is Piaget's first stage of cognitive development, where infants learn about the world through sensory experiences and motor activities. During which stage, according to Piaget, do children begin to develop language and engage in symbolic play, but still struggle with understanding the perspectives of others? A. Preoperational stage. B. Formal operational stage. C. Concrete operational stage. A. Preoperational stage. The preoperational stage, spanning roughly from ages 2 to 7, is characterized by the development of symbolic thought, language acquisition, and egocentrism, where children have difficulty understanding the viewpoints of others. What is the term Piaget used to describe the understanding that objects continue to exist even when they cannot be seen, heard, or touched? A. Conservation. B. Object permanence. C. Reversibility. B. Object permanence. Object permanence is the concept that objects continue to exist even when they are out of sight. Piaget observed that infants develop this understanding around 8 to 9 months of age. According to Piaget, which stage marks the onset of logical thought, conservation, and understanding of concrete events? A. Sensoromotor stage. B. Concrete operational stage. C. Preoperational stage. B. Concrete operational stage. In Piaget's theory of cognitive development, the concrete operational stage typically occurs between the ages of 7 to 11 years old. During this stage, children start to develop the ability to think logically about concrete events and situations. What does Piaget refer to as the process of changing existing schemas or creating new ones in response to new information or experiences? A. Adaptation. B. Assimilation. C. Accommodation. C. Accommodation. Accommodation is the process of adjusting existing mental frameworks or creating new ones in response to new experiences that cannot be assimilated into existing schemas. Piaget's theory emphasizes the role of blank in cognitive development, highlighting the importance of children's active participation in constructing their understanding of the world. A. Social interactions. B. Biological maturation. C. Schema development. C. Schema development. Piaget proposed that children actively construct their understanding of the world through their interactions with the environment, a process that involves the development and modification of mental structures called schemas. Which term refers to the tendency of children to focus exclusively on one aspect of a situation while ignoring others? A. Egocentrism. B. Centration. C. Conservation. B. Centration. Centration is the tendency for young children to focus on only one aspect of a situation while ignoring other relevant aspects. It is a characteristic of the preoperational stage. What is the term for the mental representation of objects, events, and relationships? A. Schema. B. Assimilation. C. Accommodation. A. Schema. A schema is a mental framework or concept that helps organize and interpret information about the world. It includes structures for organizing knowledge and understanding relationships between objects, events, or actions. According to Piaget, what is the term for the awareness that altering an object's appearance does not change its basic properties? A. Object permanence. B. Reversibility. C. Conservation. C. Conservation. Conservation is the understanding that certain properties of objects, such as mass, volume, and number, remain constant despite changes in their appearance. According to Piaget, what is the term for the inability to take another person's perspective or see things from someone else's point of view? A. Egocentrism. B. Animism. C. Conservation. A. Egocentrism. Egocentrism is the inability to differentiate between one's own perspective and that of others. It is particularly prominent during the pre-operational stage of development. Piaget's theory suggests that cognitive development occurs through a process of blank, which involves striking a balance between assimilation and accommodation. A. Equilibration. B. Internalization. C. Socialization. A. Equilibration. Equilibration is the process by which children balance assimilation and accommodation to achieve a more sophisticated understanding of the world. It involves resolving cognitive conflicts to create a harmonious mental state. Which of the following is a critique often leveled against Piaget's theory of cognitive development? A. Overemphasis on biological factors. B. Underestimation of the role of social interaction. C. Lack of consideration for individual differences. B. Underestimation of the role of social interaction. One common critique of Piaget's theory is that it tends to underplay the importance of social interaction and cultural influences on cognitive development, focusing more on individual exploration and biological maturation. One criticism of Piaget's theory is that it may not fully address A. The impact of cultural diversity on cognitive development, B. The influence of technology on children's cognitive abilities, C. The relevance of early childhood experiences on later development. A. The impact of cultural diversity on cognitive development. Critics argue that Piaget's theory tends to overlook the influence of cultural diversity on cognitive development, assuming universality in cognitive processes without considering the variability that cultural contexts can introduce. Critics of Piaget argue that his theory may not adequately account for A. The role of genetic factors in cognitive development, B. The impact of formal education on cognitive growth, C. Variability in cognitive abilities within age groups. C. Variability in cognitive abilities within age groups. Piaget's theory suggests fixed stages of cognitive development, but critics argue that there can be significant variability in cognitive abilities within age groups, challenging the universal applicability of his stage theory.